What's going on there, YouTube? If you're looking at the title, I was thinking about what to call this video, and I came up with martial law. That's their plan. The reason I came up with that is you're looking at everything that's going on nowadays. I was watching on YouTube, watching a lot of people's SNAP benefits, all their EBT benefits and all this stuff going away, and you're trying to get people in an uproar. I looked at, what's the administration doing right now. In the, I would say, in the past few months, with them putting military personnel, National Guard all in the streets, they're trying to get people to uprise, and I think they're instigating. They're trying to instigate situations, trying to instigate areas, and highlighting areas like Portland, Chicago, Los Angeles, and the ultimate plan is to go ahead and be able to either institute the Insurrection Act or martial law. And I was looking at, martial law, what's it actually mean? It's pretty much when there's civil unrest and they need to implement law and order. They implement the military, and like I said before, all they're trying to do is get people used to seeing the military out in the streets. Right now, I'm looking at politicians. Politicians, especially the GOP, they're all acting as though they've got nothing to worry about in the midterm elections. I've mentioned before, it would not surprise me if he tries to suspend the midterm elections, or they flat out just take the ballot boxes. But there's no way you can tell me that this is good politics, that these politicians, they just seem very comfortable with what's going on because I guess they feel their position is secure. And what would make you feel as though your position is secure is one of those two instances. Okay? They've been cutting SNAP, they've been cutting Section 8. I'm not a recipient of any of those programs. I never have been. There's nothing wrong with them. If you need it, it should be there to help. But it should not be a lifestyle. It should be something to help you get yourself up, get off the programs, and continue on with your life. He turned around and during an interview last week, turned around and said, hey, I'm going to be cutting Democratic programs, as though these programs and a lot of other programs are just a Democratic thing. You've got all kinds of people on these programs. If martial law is declared, I see him trying to suspend the elections. I see that's why politicians are so secure with what's going on, so secure in their positions, feeling as though they're going to be here for another 6, 8, 10 years, whatever it is, and everything. You look at the White House. He literally tore the whole east wing side of the White House off to supposedly put in a $250 million ballroom. Everything's glitzed in gold in the White House now. It's amazing. Does that look like somebody that's looking to leave in 3 years? Does that look like somebody that's going to build all this out and in 3 years looking to leave? It would not surprise me if he looks at martial law. Here's why I look at the military. And I served my time. I did my 7 years in the Marine Corps. And one of the things that, I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. You knew you had to follow all lawful orders. You got these career military, generals, admirals, all this career military. You got to start asking yourself, what are some of these orders lawful orders? Is it something, are you prepared to go ahead and, if given the order, to arm up and come into cities up against citizens, full weapons and everything, as has been said, and go ahead and just act as though this is, an act of war against the people? This is insanity. What's going on now is insanity. They're taking away these programs, trying to go ahead and get people in an uproar. November 1st, or November 2nd, November 3rd, I've been watching a lot of videos of people saying, I better get my benefits and everything. If not, I'm going to be rushing into stores and we're just going to steal everything. You're playing into their hand. That's exactly what they want. You're playing into their hand, because then they can go ahead and start putting the military and the National Guard in these cities, saying it's for the safety, it's for national security. Okay? You're playing into their hands. That's why they're trying to inflict as much pain as possible. You're talking about kicking people off programs. Sorry about that. I'm outside and, I've got a main road that runs by me. But you're taking people off of programs right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, the holidays. And you're looking at inflicting as much pain as possible. And you're saying that it's the Democrats that are doing it. Like I've said before, I'm independent, Democrat, Republican, here or there, I don't care. But I give the Democrats a little bit of credit here in the fact that at least they're in Washington. Speaker Mike Johnson has had the GOP on vacation for going on 4 weeks now. He refuses to swear in a duly elected representative because that will give the Democrats the signature that they need to vote on the Epstein files. This is all, the president's doing. I don't think Mike Johnson came up with this all by himself. I think he's being told, delay, delay, delay. I told my wife, those Epstein files, in my opinion, are never going to come out. People have a very short memory. If you remember, during the first election that he won, he was always saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I can't release my taxes right now because I'm under audit, but as soon as I can. And has anybody ever seen those? No. It's the same thing here. He was running for office saying, we're going to release these Epstein files. You're never going to see them. You're never going to see them. Okay? He tells you what he needs to tell you to go ahead and get his way. He got elected based on lies. Okay? You may like what I'm saying. You may not like what I'm saying. You may think I'm completely off my frickin' rocker and everything and stuff. But like I said before, I'm just the average guy, the average Joe, and, seeing what's going on, and I'm giving you my opinion. I'm interested in yours. If you can comment right below, you can comment. subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and be releasing at least one video. You know, I'm going to shoot for a video a day. At most, it'll be one every other day, or at least one every other day. I'm never going to run out of material. Everything that's going on right now, I'm not going to run out of material. Okay? So if you can like the video, if you like it, you know, subscribe, pass it on to people that you think that, hey, look, you know, you want to have some discussion points, use this video to bring up some discussion points. I want to end this in saying, people, do not play into their hands. Do not get into riots. Do not plan on doing bum rushes into stores and stealing. Okay? You're going to play right into their hands. And if you don't think it can get worse, it can get worse. Like I said, like, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.